been in the NRL system before. Can you explain that to us a little bit? And did you ever think you'd get the second shot?
Yeah, so I played 20s at Cowboys. It played the year there. We had a pretty good season. It didn't really eventuate and kicking on to the next level. So I went back and played for Northern Pride the last few years. But I was always hopeful that I could get another chance. But I was just biding my time and waiting for it.
And so now your chance has come, obviously with Melbourne Storm. How does that make you feel?
It's a bit of a dream come true, to be honest. It's kind of been, a goal since I was 16, 17, or even younger than that, when I really knew about, like the top grade and stuff like that. So, it's definitely huge goal ticked off.
Last year you were playing up at Northern Pride, and you obviously had to move away from home, from your family, to come down to Falcons, and obviously now you're moving down to Melbourne. What does all this moving mean to you?
It's pretty tough leaving mum and dad and the family in Cairns. I moved out of home for footy when I was about 16, so I'm kind of used to the moving, but it is always a little bit difficult, especially when you get a little bit homesick. And so, yeah, definitely.
I'm assuming your parents are pretty proud of you though. Like, what does this also Melbourne mean to them?
Yeah, well, mum and dad, my whole family are just mad footy fans. I've got 2 little brothers that play footy as well, so it's a huge, it's a huge achievement for the whole family. So big footy family and stuff. Always brought up going footy on a Saturday with mum and dad, and then the 2 younger brothers playing at different times.
So tell me what it was like the first initial 6 weeks of the pre-season down with the Melbourne boys, training alongside of Cameron Smith, Cam Munster, having Billy Slater there.
Yeah, it was a bit surreal at first, seeing the big names in the game in person, but they were all really nice and welcoming. I didn't feel out of place one bit. The training was probably the hardest thing I've ever done. The wrestling sessions on the weekends were definitely super challenging, but I think it's definitely paid off a little bit in my footy this year. But it's definitely one of the hardest things I've ever been through.
So you've obviously played 12 games of the Intrust Super Cup, and then you've got this phone call from Melbourne. Can you go through the process that happened there?
Yeah, so I got a call from Frank Panisi, the head of football management down at Melbourne Storm, and he said, because it was around Origin time, there was a few boys missing, obviously Munster and Chambers, and Welshie was injured, so there was a few men down, and he just said, mate, would you be interested in coming down and doing a couple of weeks training? And we're not promising anything, mate, but there is an opportunity to get a contract out of it. I was ecstatic, just to be able to go down there and train again was a great opportunity, and be able to be underneath really good coaches and be surrounded with players of that caliber down there to be able to learn a little bit more. So yeah.
And was this the first time since pre-season that you had any contact with coaches and football staff down in Melbourne?
They'd spoken a few times to our coach Eric Smith, saying they were keeping an eye on me, but that was the first proper hearing I'd had from them.
Coming off the back of 14 wins with the Falcons, 2 training stints at Melbourne Storm, looking back 12 months ago, what do you think has changed, and why do you think it's changed?
I think in regards to my footy, what's changed a lot is probably my defence. Just being that pre-season at Melbourne Storm's helped a lot. My fitness has gotten a lot better. Being underneath Smithy at Falcons has helped a lot too. He's really put a big emphasis on all the defensive structures and tying in and inside pressure and just getting in the legs, just all the little things, doing all the little things a bit right. I think my diet's probably gotten a little bit better as I'm getting a bit older. I'm working out what I can and can't eat in times of footy, and just getting into better habits off the field, and it's just all kind of come to one.
How have you found your time here at the Falcons this year?
I've been loving my time at the Falcons. It does sound a bit cliche, but it is really like one big family. Everyone's so welcoming. As soon as I got here, I didn't feel left out or out of place at all. So yeah, it's a really nice feel around the club. It's a great place to live too. There's lovely beaches everywhere, and yeah, really enjoying my time here.
So what will you miss the most about being here?
Oh, I can definitely say I've made a few good mates here. I don't know about this guy, but but yeah, I really like my time here.
Yeah.
Beautiful club.
Thanks, Daz.